So hello everyone, in this video we are going to see operations on arrays. So in the previous video we have seen basics about arrays, like what were the arrays and what are the different types of arrays, and so in this is a continuation of second part of that video. So first, basically there are three kinds of operation that we can perform. So the first one is search, then second is insertion or insert, and the third one is delete. So we will see all these three operations in detail on the arrays one by one. So let's start with search operation first. So first operation is search. So basically let's consider an example first. We have an array with elements 3, 4, 6 and 12, and now we have to search for the element 6 in this array. So when we will search for it, let's suppose the indexing is given as such 0, 1, 2, 3. Then first of all it will search from first element, so it will not find it. Then it will move on to the next, that is 4. So again it will move on to the next. Then it can see that the third element, or the element at the position 2, index number 2 is 6. So it will return the index of that position, that is 2. So the output will be 2. So in this way searching happens. Again let's see another example. We have an array with the elements 100, 200, 400 and 900, and let's consider the indexing as 0, 1, 2, 3, and we have to find 300 in this. So first of all, when it will try to search, it will search from first element, that is 100. It will not find. It will move to the next element, it is 200. Again it will move on to the next element 400, and then again to the last element 900. So when it will not see any element in the entire array, and when it reaches to the last index, then it returns simply -1. So this is the approach that we have to see. Now let's see how can we write the code for this. Simply we have to write a search function in which it will take three parameters, which are array, integer n and integer x, where integer n is the size of the array and integer x is the number that is we have to search in the array. Basically first of all what we will do, we will run a loop from starting till the end of the array. So I equals to 0 to I is less than n over here is the size of the array, and then in every iteration we will do I plus plus. So we will check for every array element, that is array of I, if it is equals to the element that we are searching, then we will simply return the index of that element. If after all the comparing all the array elements, if we do not find the element matching to the given x, then we will simply return -1 at the last. So in this way we will perform searching in a given array. So searching in an array takes time complexity for searching will be big O of n in the worst case, if we will see, because worst case complexity will be big O of n, because we can see that for a given array, if we have elements like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, we have to, if we are searching 5, then we have to traverse the entire array, or even if we are searching such an element like 6, then also we have to traverse the entire array element. And if we see the best case time complexity, then it will be big O of 1, because suppose if we have an example where we have to search the array element 1 in this given array, so in the first search only we will get the answer as 1. So that's why the best case complexity will be big O of 1. So let's now move on to the next operation of array, which is insert in an array. So let's see how we can perform insert. First of all, we have taken three examples. Let's see them one by one. So input is given where an array is given 2, 4, 9, and the last element is not given because the size of the array is 4. So that's why we know that there will be 4 elements in the array, but till now we have only inserted 3 only. So now what we have to do is, we are given x, which is the element that we have to insert, and the position is also given, that is 2. So let us consider this is our current array 2, 4, 9, and there is no element at the last right now. So now we have to insert 3, and the position where we have to insert is 2. So when we say position is 2, which means that this position, at this position we have to insert 2. So what we will do is, we will first of all insert 2 over here, and then we will exchange the position of all the remaining elements or we will shift all the remaining elements by one position. So the resulting array that we will get is 2, 2, 4 and 9. So sorry, we have inserted 3 in this case, so it will be 3 and not 2. So we have inserted 3 at this position because x given to us was 3, so the resulting array will be 2, 3, 4, 9. So this is how we have got the output. So moving on now to the next example, which is example 2, where we are again given an array which has elements 10, 20, 40, 50, and there are 2 blank positions where we have till now not inserted any elements. So now we have to see what is the element that we have to insert. First of all, x equals to 30 and position, at what position we have to insert it. So the size, basically this n over here should be the size of the array, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n will be 6 in this case because there is the size of this array is 6. So it will be 6, and now we have to insert this 30 at position number 3. So what is the position number 3? 1, 2, 3. So at this position we have to insert 3. 3 or 30 it is, sorry, 30. So when we will insert 30 at this position, what we will do, we will insert the remaining elements one step next. So our answer that we will get will be so basically 10 will be at its own position, 20 will also be at this position. Now when we will insert 30 over here, we will shift the 40 by right one position, and similarly we will shift 50 by one position, and then we don't have anything to fill at the last. So the output array that we will get will be something like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and last is blank. So this is how we have got the output in this case. Now let's see one more case, which is the example number 3, where we are given an array which has elements 1, 2, 3. Now we have an element to be inserted which is 9, and we have to insert this at the position 2. Now when we will try to insert this, we can see that if we will try to insert the element 9 at this position, then when we will shift one element, we don't have any more blank space left. So in this type of situation, we cannot insert it in the given array because the array is already filled up to the capacity. That is, the number of elements is 3 in this array, and the capacity of this is also 3. So capacity is equals to n. So whenever such case is there, we cannot insert, and we will simply return n in such case. In the previous 2 examples, our capacity was not equal. In the first example, our capacity was 3 and n was 4, which means that capacity was less than n. In the second example also, our capacity was 4 and n was 6. So that is why in the previous examples we have inserted the elements, but in this one we cannot insert. So we will simply return the n value. So let's now see how to code this. So this is the basic function which using which we can write the code for this. So what we have done is int insert, and we have where int array is the given array to us, int n is the number of elements, x is the number to be inserted, cap is the capacity, and pos is the position of the element where it has to be inserted. So what we will check first, initially we will check if n is equals to capacity, which means that if the capacity of the given array is equals to the number of elements in the array. So in this case we will simply return n because we cannot fill it because the array is completely filled. Again, then if this is the case, if we do not follows this case, then we will move on to the next statement, which is int index. We will first of all find the index of the element where we have to insert it. So suppose, for example, in this example, let's take this example where we have the elements as 2, 4, 9, and x is equals to 3, whereas position is equals to 2. So now when position is equals to 2, then the index will be position minus 1, which is equals to position minus 1, which is 2 minus 1, and that will be 1. So we have to insert the element at first position. So this is how we have calculated the index. So that is what we have written over here, index equals to POS minus 1. Now we will run a loop which will run from int I equals to n minus 1, that is the second last element, this one, and I is greater than equals to index. We have to run the loop until where we have to insert, and in every iteration we will do I minus minus. Now what we will do basically is we will change the position of the elements, that is array of I plus 1 equals to array of I, which means what we are doing is array of I plus 1 will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. So we are changing the position basically. So at the third index we have inserted 9 in the first iteration, 0 1 2 3. Now when the second time when the loop runs, we will change the position and we will insert 4 at this place, and then when again it will run, we will simply insert our element, because in this case we know that our loop is going to run only 2 times, and when the loop is completed we will reach at this statement, and here we are inserting our given element that we are having, which is x. So array of index, which is array of 1. So array of 1, at this position we have to insert our element, and our element is 3. So we will insert 3 at this position. So the resulting array that we will have is 2 3 4 9. So now you can see the number of elements in the array will be 1 2 3 4. So we will simply return n plus 1, because we have inserted one more element that were there previously to that. Previously we were having only 3 elements, and now we had also inserted one more element, so that's why we have done n plus 1 and we are returning 4 as the answer. So this is very simple code. Try to dry run from your own side, then you can just simply follow this answer. Moving on to the next is insert at, okay, so there is 2 more time complexities that we have to see with regards to inserting, because we also have to look at the dynamic arrays, how inserting behaves in the dynamic arrays. So as we know, initially we can say that array or vector, because dynamic array is vector. Initially dynamic array we have 0 to n, which means n number of elements are there. So time complexity for first n insertions at the end. So we know that time complexities for inserting at the end of the element will be big O of 1, and if we will find the average time complexity for n plus 1 insert at the end, which means that if all of these elements are inserted and up till n, and now we have to insert one more element at the next position, what we will do, what in case of dynamic array what happens is it will double its size. So for that it will take n big O of n operation, and then for inserting it will take big O of 1. So we can see for inserting first n elements it will take big O of 1 plus big O of 1 up to big O of n, and this will be done n times. And after that, for copying the or doubling its size, it will take theta of n, and for simply inserting it we can say it can take one big O of 1. So when we will take the average, we will simply divide it by n plus 1, and when we check this or solve this, we can see that the time complexity is big O of 1 only. So we can say that insertion at the end in dynamic arrays will also take big O of 1 time complexity. Moving on with the next operation, which is delete operation in arrays. So first of all, let's see the example and let's try how we can simply delete an element from the array. So suppose we have an array that is 7 4 3 6 and 2. So this is our given array. Now what we have to do is we have to delete 3 from this array, which means that we have to delete this one. And now after deletion, what we will do is we will transfer the elements to the left side, one position to the left side. So the resulting array that we will get is 7 4 6 and 2. So this will be our resulting array. So as you can see in this case, again let's see second example now. So suppose we have an array 1 2 3 4 and we need to delete 4. So we have deleted 4 suppose. So in this case simply we will get 1 2 and 3 as the resulting array. So this is the delete operation. This is how we can perform delete operation. Now let's see the code for it. So simply we have taken a delete function where we are taking array, and int array is the given array and x is the element that is to be deleted and n is the size of the given array. So first of all we will start from I, int I equals to 0 to I is less than n, I plus plus. We are simply traversing the given array, and we will check if array of I is equals to x, which means that suppose we have this array 1 2 3 4 and we need to delete 2 in this case. Let's take an example as 2. So suppose if we are traversing and we found that the first element array of I is equals to x. No, it is not equals to x because we have x as 2 and array of I is 1. So what we will do, we will not break in this case. We will simply do I plus plus and we will move on to the next element. So now array of I is 2 and x is also 2. So what we can see that the if condition satisfied, so we will break from this case. So right now at this time our I value is 1 because its position indexing is 1. So I is stored as 1 only. Now when we will move further, it will check if I is equals to n. No, I is not equals to n because n in this case is 4. So I is not equals to n. So this condition does not satisfied. So we move on to the next loop, which is for loop. So in this case j equals to I. So j will start with 1 and j will run till n minus 1, which is n minus 1, which is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3, and it will go till j plus plus. So what it is doing is it will simply move the elements one step to the left side. So 1 3 and 4, and simply this will be the array that we will obtain after this loop runs completely, and then at the end it will simply give n minus 1, which means that one element is reduced from the given array. Okay, so let's take another example where we have to delete the last element of the given array. Suppose in this case we have to delete the element 4. So how this will run? First of all, it will check if the array is equals to x. So it will run from every element. It will check if 1 is equals to 4. No. 2 is equals to 4, 3 is equals to 4, 4 is equals to 4. So in this case it can see that 4 is equals to 4. So the condition will break and I value will be 3 at this point of time. So when it will check if I is equals to n, or we can also write I equals to n minus 1, because if we are taking the indexing from 0, so in that case our indexing will be I minus 1. So n minus 1, so I equals to n minus 1. In this case we can see that we have 3, I is 3, and n minus 1 will be 4 minus 1, which is 3. So this condition satisfied, so we simply will return n in this case. So that's how we will perform deletion. Moving on to the next slide now. So let's see the different kinds of operation which we have seen so far. What will be the time complexity of each operation? So we can see that the insertion will take big of n, because in the worst case we know that we have to insert, we can see an example like where we will we have to insert an element at the front. So if this is the case where we need to we are required to insert the element at the first position. So suppose we have to insert 5 at the first position, then in this case we have to shift each element by one position till the end of the array. So in this case the time complexity will be big O of n. And for searching we have seen that big O of n for unsorted arrays. So suppose if we are given an array which is unsorted, 5 4 2 1 6, so this is basically an unsorted array and we have to find the element in this. So what we have to do is we have to traverse it by each element. So we have to go, in worst case if suppose we have to find 6, then we have to traverse each and every element, and we have to find till the end of the array. So in this case, time complexity will be big O of n. And if the array is given as sorted array, suppose if the array is simply sorted array and we have to find the given element, so we can, suppose we have to find 3, so we can make use of binary search, and which we will see in further videos. And as we know that binary search will take big O of log n time, so in this case the time complexity will be reduced to big O of log n. Moving on with the next complexities. For deletion, we have seen that the time complexity will be big O of n in the worst case, because for example if we have again an array as 1 2 3 4, and in this case if we are required to delete the first element, then in this case we have to shift all the elements by one position. So that is why in worst case the time complexity will be n. So get ith element which is random access for a given array. So for example, if we will take this array only which has the elements 1 2 3 4, so in this case if you will see, suppose we have to search or we have to access an element which is, this is the array, if we have to access array of 2 which is 0 1 2 3, so we know that in the previous video we have seen that array of 2 will be simply array plus the size of the data type, which is, if it is int, into the index that we have. So in this case we will have it as array which is simply, let's suppose array is starting index is 1000, then the size of the int is 4 and the index is 2, so it will be 1008. So this calculation takes big O of 1 time, that is why random access will have big O of 1 time complexity. Moving on at the last complexity. So insert and deletion from the end of the array. Suppose we have this array where we have to insert at the last position. So the last position, if it is empty and we have to insert 5, then we can simply insert at the last position. In this case we don't have to do any shifting, because we are simply inserting at a position where it is empty, where the element position is empty, so we can simply insert again. Now let's check for deletion. Suppose we have an array like which has 5 elements. So in this case if we have to delete an element which is again 5, so if we have to delete 5, so in this case also we can simply delete 5, and again we don't have to do any shifts, because the element which is deleted is the last element. So simply in this case also it will take big O of 1 time complexity. So in this case we have seen different kinds of operations on arrays, which were searching, inserting and deleting. And in the next videos we will start solving the basic questions, and we will move with the questions from easy level to the hard level. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to see more such videos, please check the playlist section of the channel, where you can find similar kind of videos regarding the essay or interview preparations. Thank you.